and welcome to Colins Time to Bake, baking with the Bake Off. This week is free from week, so we're going to make some gluten-free pita breads. How do you make bread without any gluten? Let me tell you. Actually, I had no clue until this episode. So it's something called psyllium powder mixed with water works in the same way that gluten does in order to hold everything together and give it that lovely elasticity. So let's begin. You need 30 grams of the psyllium powder. Mix this in with 300 milliliters of water and leave this to the side in a separate bowl. Then with your main bowl, you take 750 grams of strong bread flour. I found wholemeal. I couldn't find white, so I thought I'd just go for wholemeal. So we'll see how this turns out. So put in your 750 grams of flour and add in your 3 tablespoons of nigella seeds. Add 15 grams of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt to one side of the bowl, and then 21 grams of fast-acting yeast to the other side of the bowl. You don't want these to mix because if the yeast comes into contact with the salt, it will kill it. Sad times. You want to make a divot in the middle of the flour, and this is where you'll want to crack 3 eggs into. Then add 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, or in my case cider vinegar because I can't drink wine, and 6 tablespoons of olive oil, which roughly is about 90 milliliters. Finally, add in your psyllium mixture. This should have become the consistency of really wet porridge. At least that's what mine did anyway. So pour this in together and then with your hands, get stuck in and knead this until you reach a kind of sticky dough. If your dough is quite dry, then the recipe actually called for 600 milliliters of water in the beginning. You used your 300 for the psyllium powder, now you have 300 left over, and this is where you'd want to add this in to make sure that you can get a proper sticky dough. You don't necessarily have to use it all, but you can if you want to. Then take out of the bowl and place onto a well-floured surface using your flour from before. Make sure you don't use flour with gluten in, otherwise it ruins the whole process. Then knead together until you reach a lovely smooth dough. Put this back into a bowl, cover with cling film, and then leave to prove for an hour to an hour and a half. Heat the oven to 220 degrees and then place some baking trays into the oven. These need to be heated up before you use them. Dust your work surface with more flour and then take out your giant lump of dough. You'll then want to separate this into 12 pieces, so you want to roll these out or press them down to the full millimeters thin and make sure that they're a lovely oval shape, or in my case as a homage to Alvin, I made one triangle just cause. Take the oven trays out of the oven, please be very careful, they are very hot. Dust some flour over the top of this. Then place your pita breads onto the baking tray, spacing them out with enough room between them. Then put them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown and lightly puffed. Take out of the oven and leave to cool under some tea towels. This will help to keep them soft, and then once they're cooled, you want to cut them open. Check there's a pocket. There's no pocket. Oh, no pocket. Damn. Oh wait, oh my god, look, a tiny pocket. Oh, that's exciting. Well, yay, I got a tiny pocket. I made a pocket. Oh, that was unexpected. So there you have it, pita breads. Kinda successful. Some of them did have a slight pocket, some of them didn't have anything and it just kinda made a flat bread. But, you know, that's what trial and error is for. I did remake my baguettes and they made it out slightly better, so maybe next time I make it, we'll be more successful with the pockets. Who knows? That's the fun of baking, you can keep practicing. And that's the fun of baking with the Bake Off, is that I'm trying it for the first time, you're seeing it for the first time, and if I make a mistake, well, yeah, we all learn from things, don't we? But, you know what, I'd consider this probably lower end, not so much last, because it did stay nice and tasty. I've also made my own hummus using the recipe from inspiredtaste.net. Those guys have a delicious recipe. It is so good to make your own hummus. The recipe tonight comes from one of Paul Hollywood's creations. Cheers, Paul. You can click the link below in the description below the video, or you can go onto the Bake Off website and have a search yourself. So don't forget to catch me on all the social media. You can also click subscribe, and I'm very excited to announce I have a website now. So you can catch me on www.colinstimetobake.com. The link is below in the description, and also here is my wonderful picture for that. Isn't that exciting? So feel free to check me out on there. Don't forget to click subscribe and like, and also feel free to leave some comments and anything you want me to try and bake for the first time, let me know, I'll give it a go. My name is Colin, this is Colin's Time to Bake. Thank you very much and I'll see you soon.
So good. Homemade hummus for my pita breads. Oh yeah.